few words about me. I spent my career at the intersection of science, innovation, and business execution, primarily within the life science services and CDMO industry, and most recently as the Chief Scientific Officer of Catalent, where I led global R&D team developing products, technologies, and services for customers, while also advising the company on entry into new modalities such as targeted protein degrader and cell and gene therapy. So during my time at Catalent, I had the privilege to being part of the John Chiminski's team and help build one of the largest CDMO in the world. And this provided me with a unique hands-on experience on how CDMO became critically important to the life science ecosystem, something that went very, very clear during the COVID period. So equally important, I think, is my experience with also all central CDMO all to the life science innovation ecosystems, which is something important for GPM. So because CDMO work and we work with cross modalities, mechanism of actions, and seen hundreds of programs, Catalent in a given year at 1,000 molecule under developments, and we gain a unique vantage points on emerging science. And it's not just only about breadth, it's let us detect which innovation have the potential to be truly transformative if you got really that curiosity and you really want to make a perfect job for the innovator. So many examples stand out, but one that remained very, very vivid to me is Richard Miller and Brurica, a program where those early insights are translated into a game-changing therapy. And now I'm even more excited to see that it's bringing the same spirit of innovation in its ITK program at Corvus, right? But more recently, I've transitioned into board and advisory role, working with life science investors and innovators, which give me a front row view of how science, capital, and execution are being recalibrated in today's environment, right? And that context, I work with investor, innovator, and CDMO to help them define where to focus, how to differentiate platform and capability, and how to align strategy with execution. So, and one thing that I focus upon is, as I believe in the resilience of founders under the current world. When I develop a conviction in a team such as Prolific Machine, who's going to present on the Wednesday sessions at GPM, I partner very closely with them to set directions and strategy and execute with discipline, bringing the kind of getting things done mentality and mindset we develop at Catalent so that we turn ambition into market impact and at scale. I don't expect really to see a single therapeutic modality dominate the conversation this year the way GLP-1 had in 2025 and even before that. I think GLP-1 is going to be still in the conversations quite logically. But indeed, I think GPM will be much more about validation of this new MOA driven by the upcoming clinical result that we cover rather than a hype cycle. That say, there are a few areas I'll be watching particularly closely for a reason. First, as a long-standing drug delivery enthusiast, I remain very focused on tissue-specific delivery beyond the liver for genetic medicines, especially those genetic medicines that enable precise correction of the human genomes. So programs that are leveraging viral vector to achieve tissue-specific delivery, such as the work being done between Alexion and GCR, they are extremely compelling. And when, it's not how, if, it's when these approaches are clinically validated, they will be meaningful and they will expand the addressable market and landscape for these genetic medicine. And whether it comes through viral vector only or next-gen platforms such as the one pursued by Therapeutic, I'm really a strong believer that gene editing and, as I mentioned, gene writing will be foundational capability over time. And second, I continue to be very bullish on targeted protein degradation, and I've been of that opinion since day one, right? You don't see an entirely new class of drug emerge very often, and degradation has the potential to be one of them. So the recent data reinforce that view. You've probably seen the data that Nalo from Chimera published in early December on stage 6. And they're particularly encouraging. And what is also cool is the upcoming oncology data showing activity in patients who have relapsed due to resistance mutations. And that could confer some durable activity of the two degrader compared to the traditional inhibitor. And there are a lot of good targets here. And you add that to the emerging data sets by the like of Biohaven, Bladskoric, IgA nephropathy degrader program. And it's clear why my expectation in this potential new class of drug remain really high. Third one, I've been watching that much more on the background, the evolution of cell therapy, particularly CAR-T beyond oncology. There is high potentials in immunological and autoimmune indications. Data will come there. And as a longer term view to the in vivo CAR-T approach, and I might even be proven wrong by the speed at which the clinical data are unfolding in that field, but that could dramatically change the scalability and accessibility of this therapy. So overall, there, rather than a single modality moment, I expect GPM to be defined by proof point-driven confidence in novel mechanisms, and that, in my view, is a much easier signal for our industry.